What up, guys? CJ here, and bringing you an NFL Week 13 podcast. Week 13 podcast, man. The NFL season has definitely flown fucking by, but we're getting ready for it, man. And as always, you guys already know I'm here with my buddy T. What's going on, T? How you doing, man?
I'm doing as good as the Carolina Panthers did last week.
That's as good as the Carolina Panthers, man. Yeah, you said it on the show, like that game's going to be a lot closer than people think, and you were right. They almost fucking won the game.
Almost. Not quite.
Almost, man. Almost, not quite. But hey, it is what it is. You also like the Browns for some pizza money Thursday, but I hope you bought 2 large pizzas on that one because maybe you took a money line too. I don't know.
Actually went bigger than I thought.
Yeah, you know what, man? That was good.
Sometimes closer to game time, you really like it, and you're like, fuck it, let's sprinkle another couple more grand.
Yeah, no, for sure. So that one worked out for you. You know what? I'm glad your NFL weekend was good because mine fucking was not that great.
I'm sorry.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. You know, you can't win them all. I think I've won out of 13 weeks. I've only had 3. Time. Yeah, I told you I'd like that one too, and that Packer game for sure. I know you had liked it at 2.5, and once it moved, you got a little more hesitant on it, but you were like, "Nice, I like it. It's they're outmatched." Sure. But let's get straight into it, man. Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys, by the way, out there this week. If you're spending it with your fam, if you don't celebrate it, happy week, and hopefully you have a happy one. But let's get into the games, and we're going to have a great Thursday Thanksgiving slate for you guys. It's going to be, we'll start off right at the top, man, with the number 1 team in my power rankings, Detroit Lions, playing the Chicago Bears, man. That line is -10 Lions at home. -10 at Thanksgiving. What, man? Do we smell an ass kicking here? What do you say?
That's a lot of points.
It is, and I'm so disgusting. I'm so disgusting.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of points, and I'm so disgusting that I just got hammered by the Lions, and I gave them so much respect, which I still do, because the spot against the Colts. That I'm looking at the Bears, and I'm sitting here looking at the Bears thinking, fuck, +10 on a Bears team that I don't think they're really as bad as people are making them out to look like. That's just me. It's a division game, man. Did you know that Montgomery might not go for the Lions too?
Yeah, but I also know they have Gibbs. Oh.
Yeah, but they're not going to be running Gibbs every down, let's be real. Well, they're not going to have Montgomery. They're not going to have one of their corners. They're not going to have one of their receivers. The problem is they still have Amon-Ra, right?
I was just going to say, but hey, guess what? They still got Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, they still have him.
The Orange County native.
So here we go, man. I think -10, I think, is a good line to put on that game, though. Even though it is a lot of points, I think it's a good line. What do you think?
No, too high.
You think it's too high? What do you think the line should be? It's the Lions, bro. They're kicking everybody's ass. They just covered against the Colts and Indy by fucking... I mean, they just beat them up like really... They beat them up really methodically, I should say. It wasn't even like a typical Lions game.
The Bears aren't like slouches. They're not a bad team.
No, actually, Caleb has been playing better too with that new OC.
But once they change their offensive coordinator, he's playing better.
He's been playing better. You notice that too. Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, I think it's because of the coordinating changes. But yeah.
Oh, 100%. To me, it's just I think the line is right for not even maybe more than 2 reasons, but how can you really go against the Lions right now? Number 1. Number 2, aside from going against the Lions, they've been covering double digits, they've been covering single digits. I guess if there's any spot you wouldn't want to take them, it's in a divisional spot with the Bears on deck. Also, the Lions did have a big letdown game last Thanksgiving at home against the Packers. The Packers went in there and they fucking put it on them, man. Not sure if you remember that game last year at Thanksgiving, but you think they want to have back-to-back letdown Thanksgiving games? And you think Danny Campbell's going to let that happen, man? I can see him firing them up already.
No, I feel you.
I'm not saying, look, you're right. It's a lot of points. But what do you think the line should be? I think 10 is right. 7.5. 7.5. Okay, I think 10 is right in the sense of where you're getting money on from the public, right? The average Joe, I think. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, man. I am disgusting. I am looking at the Bears at the +10, but I also remember that the Lions have really fucking put it to me on Sunday, so it's one of those things, man.
They put it to you and the rest of the world.
Anybody who's gone against them.
It ain't just you, my guy.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think 10's right. You think 7.5. Over under is 49. To me, that over under sitting at 49 tells me that don't expect a lot of points in this game, knowing that the Lions do normally put up a lot of points. I just wouldn't expect a lot of points.
49's pretty high, no?
It is high, but don't expect a lot of points because every Lions game is usually over 49. It's over 50.
Well, they usually score that alone, though.
Exactly. So let's go to we're going to pass that game up then. By the way, you're going to give your Thursday. It's not the one Thursday night. Now it's a Thursday Thanksgiving game. So you'll give it after we go over the Thursday Thanksgiving slate. I'll let you give your pick, all right? But next game, Tommy DeVito in the New York Football Giants going into the Dallas Cowboys after that huge win against the Commanders, man. Dallas is laying 3.5 at home, 4 days rest against the Giants. What do you think about this? Did you hear what Neighbor said on Sunday, by the way?
What?
He went on
somebody bitching and complaining.
No, he wasn't bitching and complaining. He really wasn't bitching and complaining. They were just asking him questions about the game, and he was like, I mean, I'm tired of losing, you know? And he said, obviously, it wasn't DJ. It wasn't the quarterback. So what are you going to blame it on now?
Yeah, Phil, you know what's funny about the Giants, man, that people don't understand? Daniel Jones does give them the best chance to win. They said we want somebody that gives us the best chance to win. With whatever you have right now, he gives you the best chance to win. You know what I realized about the
1,000%, you're right. Go ahead.
This is an organization thing. This isn't a quarterback. This isn't anything. They didn't sign Saquon because they were too cheap. They don't want to pay Daniel Jones anymore because they're too cheap.
And look at Saquon now. That's
what I'm trying to say, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody you got to put that to play, bro. They don't like to sign. They don't like to pay. They don't like to keep their good players.
Yeah, you're right. The only guy that they kept was Eli.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's because he won him a chip. But, I mean, they did. They well, let me say, you say that, but they did give Jones contract money.
Yeah, but they're not going to honor it. They're letting him go. They released him.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Yeah, because if they released him by a certain time, they don't have to pay him.
A certain amount. They still have to pay him just a certain amount.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think it's not even about talking shit with what Malik Neighbor said. I think he's on point, man. I think what he was trying to really say was he wasn't even saying it in a bad way. He was kind of backing up Daniel Jones by saying like it wasn't DJ, like same result or worse. And they're getting mopped up. Like, at least with Daniel Jones, they're not going to get mopped up against the Bucs that day. I can promise you that. I don't think they would have. Not the way they did, you know?
Yeah.
And I think what he was trying to say was exactly what you're saying. I think he was saying that it was an organizational problem. Without really saying it was an organizational problem, he was just saying, like, that clearly wasn't the problem, so what is it? Right? Like.
And to me, it's the organization.
It has to be. Yeah, it has to be because that team has talent on offense and defense.
Especially defense.
Yeah, man, they got guys. So, yeah, I didn't look at it this way, but when you said that right now, to say we want to give us the best chance to win right now, like you can't look at yourself in the mirror if you're the Giants GM and really look at yourself and say Tommy DeVito is going to give us the best chance to win. You can't.
No, for sure.
You can't. So it's a lie. And I think the players know that it's a lie, and I think that's why they're pissed off. Like, just be straight with it, you know? Say one thing or another. Just say, hey, I don't want to pay Daniel Jones his money, and I'm going to let him go right now, and we're going to rebuild. And the players are pissed off because they're like, great, we're going to fucking tank because you just don't want to honor that money.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'd be pissed as a player too, though.
Yeah.
So if you thought Dallas was a dumpster fire, I said dumpster fire like when they played the Texans. I mean, fucking A.
No, dude, the Cowboys are actually a good organization. Sure, they haven't won, but they always have a good record. They're always in the playoffs. They got one bad year. They're gonna, dude.
That's because Jerry wants to win,
they
bro.
About Jerry Jones, and that's okay. But if you look at the way he recruits people, if you look at the people he signs from college, he doesn't miss much, man. He doesn't. His team's always in it.
I mean, even now, he's still like, fuck you guys. Cooper Rush is going to compete. Look at, and they go into Washington. They go into Washington and beat them.
With a backup quarterback.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And dude, all these people that like to think Mike McCarthy's not a good coach. The motherfucker just won with a backup quarterback. The motherfucker has a Super Bowl. The guy, when he was on the Packers, he made the playoffs every year. When he's been on Dallas, he's made the playoffs every year. But he's a bad coach.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Man, these media outlets, these young people, I don't know what they're talking about. Just to voice their opinion.
I do agree with you with that, man. I do agree with you. I don't know. I just feel like right now the Giants are tanking big time. I think Dable's about on his. He has 1 foot out the door right now. That's my opinion.
If I was him, I'd leave.
I would just leave. If I was him, I would just leave.
I would just leave.
Yeah, it's such a bad fucking organization. Everything that's going on the back end, all that shit's just bad.
For sure.
And like, dude, DeVito played like crap. It's nothing's going their way.
No offense, he didn't play like crap. He is crap.
Yeah. Well, let's go. Let's go to the line real quick, right? Dallas minus 3.5 at home. Who do you got? Not who do you got, I guess.
Who do I side with?
I guess 3.5. 3.5 is the line, right? You don't even have to pick the game.
If I had to choose, this isn't pizza money. This isn't any money.
This isn't even your play, by the way. I'm just curious on your thoughts on the line.
I'd probably favor Jones.
Okay. You're talking about Jerry?
Yeah.
We're talking about owners here, not even the players in the field. That's a funny thing, right?
Yeah. I'd probably favor Jerry Jones in this game.
I think
I just don't think the Giants are going to be able to score with the second string quarterback that barely plays. I mean,
I just think that, not just that, man. I think that the Giants are a dumpster fire, man. They're a real dumpster fire, and those players don't even want to show up to play. You think they're going to want to show up to play on Thanksgiving?
I don't think Carolina's the worst team anymore. I think it's the Giants.
No, you're right. You're right. It's a Giant. It's a Giants or the Raiders. That's my last two in the power rankings. Yeah, same page.
Is it really?
Yes. Yeah. It's Giants and Raiders are neck and neck, man. I don't know who's going to take it.
For sure. And you know what's sad about both those teams have a decent defense, man. Their defense isn't like trash.
No, it's not. And I think the Giants offense has a little more pieces than the Raiders, because that Tracy kid that they have, the Tracy kid that the Giants have can run, bro. The running back, he's good. He really is. Kid played at Purdue. He's good. But yeah, 3.5. I think it's a little short for the motivation, but I think it's a little right for the points aspect.
Yeah, for sure.
Shit, over under at 37.5. Talk about an under game. Fuck unders, man. Got fucked in that snow game last week with Cleveland. Anyway,
that was tough.
Let's go to next game. Oh man, this is gonna be a good game. Is it gonna be a good game though, or is it not? Packers -3 playing the Dolphins. Is it going to be a good game? I think that line can be a little higher in my opinion, but at the same time, I think the Dolphins are playing pretty fucking good right now. But I mean, okay, let me say this. So that line should be a little higher, I feel. I know moving it off 3 is a key number, but I do feel like it should be a little higher. Here's my reasoning behind it. The Dolphins have been playing better, but the Dolphins started playing better by beating the Rams, by beating the Raiders. And we all saw that the Rams can't block anybody for shit the other night. And they can't stop the run. Saquon ran for fucking 900 yards. I think he's still running on the 210 freeway right now. But, yeah. It's the Rams they weren't looking good. Then they beat the Patriots last week. Then they beat the Raiders. Like, the Dolphins haven't really they beat people they should have beat. They had home games. It was an impressive win at the Rams, I would say, because they're trending up. But to me, the Packers, if there's ever a time to ride the Packers, it's right now. I think Jordan Love is actually healthy. Well, he probably throw a pick that game more than likely, because he's just fuck. I mean, fuck. He should have thrown 2 other ones the other day. We were watching the game together.
He actually broke his 8-game streak of INTs.
And that's thank God that the Niners dropped it.
But listen to what we're talking about. He broke the record against the Niners.
Yeah,
like that's how bad the Niners not. It's just they're so hurt.
They're just injured. I mean, that was a black chip play. The Green Bay Packers was a black chip pick. You agreed with the Packers yourself too.
The Niners defense, I know you don't get it, but they're gonna catch that.
Yeah,
they're gonna catch all of them.
They dropped at least 2 of them right there.
Right.
But I do think the only thing that can hold them back that game from that line being that short is Jordan Love. I think the Packers have a run game. I think the Packers can stop the run. I think the Packers can stop the pass. I think the Packers have receivers. It's all on Love at this point.
You know what's so funny, dude, is you're saying all the right things, and I do agree the Packers are so good right now. But think about how good the Lions are. Look how highly you're talking about the Packers, and the Packers don't stand a chance right now against the Lions. I'm sorry, they just don't.
Hey man, you know what I
say though?
Yeah.
Like that. Think about how good the Lions are because everything you're saying about the GB is right, but they're not as good as the Lions. So what does that mean? That means the Lions are just that good.
I'll tell you this right now. It means that Jared Goff is playing better than Jordan Love.
I think he's playing better than almost everybody.
Yes. So what? He had that 5 interception game. Guess what? They fucking won.
I agree.
Guess what? They fucking won. Why? Because they have a great fucking play caller in Ben Johnson. They got a coach in Dan Campbell. They got I don't know, man. They fucking have it all. But I will say one thing. I will say it right now. Week 13. The Lions don't want to. If there's any team they don't want to see in the playoffs, it is the Packers because they're division player. Yes, they're division people, rivals, and that game can go anyway, man. I don't care what anybody says.
Dude, it's so crazy to think that the NFC North is going to have a 3-playoff team.
Dude. Hey, that was an impressive win by the Vikings.
Oh yeah,
that was an impressive win by the Vikings, man.
I for sure thought the Bears was what we're going to cover.
And the Vikings kind of controlled the game.
They did, dude.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. Fucking Darnold, man. He's putting up points over there. Right. But going back to this game, the Packers and the Dolphins. So you're saying that 3 is the right line, or do you think I think it's a little short, but I want to know why it's short. Maybe the Packers have some injuries. I need to look into this a little deeper.
Right.
What are you thinking with this?
It's kind of tough, man. Don't you think?
So you think it's spot on?
I do. What do you think?
I think it's a little short, but I think it's short because possibly the Packers have injuries, and if they do have injuries, then it's spot on. So I have to look up. I have to check that out. That's my first glance opinion, right?
Yes.
So, okay. So now I'm gonna put you on the hot seat. Obviously, 3 games. Here they are. You're gonna give your Thursday pick of Thursday football pick. Who do you got, man? Let me know. Lay it on me. You got 3 to pick from this week. It's not even just 1.
I think that Dolphins-Packers is going to be great.
Okay, but it's going to be great. It's not giving me a pick, so.
I don't know, but it's gonna be a good game. If as long as it's not like snowing or anything, I think the Dolphins will put up a fight. The Dolphins are a decent team. Look, they beat the Patriots. They beat the Patriots the way they're supposed to beat the Patriots. They mopped the floor with them.
They did. The Patriots also have a really bad secondary. They were getting healthier, and then they just went back to shit somehow. Anywho.
But I know they're not a good team when it's cold. I know that.
It's going to be cold no matter what.
It's going to be cold. Yeah, it's going to be cold.
So, I don't know. What game calls your eye a little more?
The Miami at 3.5, that half point.
So, if it goes up to 3.5, you would hit Miami. Because, we're taping this earlier, by the way, because Thanksgiving's on Thursday, so we actually bumped it up a day earlier. So
right.
Right
now,
as of now, I know you don't have anything technically locked in.
The end of the show, but yeah.
No, yeah, but you don't have anything technically locked in, so that's fine.
I do not.
I'll tell you one thing. I think I'm gonna be disgusting and have a pizza money free pick on the fucking Bears at the +10. I don't care.
You like the Bears +10 too?
Yeah, he said 2. You know what? I just feel like
I told you what I like the line at. If I like the line at 7.5, obviously I'm gonna want. I like. The Bears.
It doesn't mean we're always far away though, because we have to look into the game.
What scares me about that, brother? What scares me about that though it could be one of those games where it's happening to me. We're like, oh my God, that's way too many points. Why would Vegas put the line so damn high? And then you look at the game and you're like, oh fuck yeah.
Well, the Lions have been making everybody look like that this year.
Yeah, but you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
so there's a reason why it's at 10.5. So you know.
The reason it's at 10.5 is simple. It's because everybody's on the Lions right now. Vegas has to respect them from just covering what they did in Indy. I mean, sure. How can you not? How can you not? And then now they're at home.
Bro, Detroit didn't start off how they normally do, hot. It took them some time, but the defense kept them in the game.
Yes, 100%. And honestly, their offense never really got rolling that much.
No.
I don't know if they put up 23 or 24, but for that offense, that's like pedestrian.
For sure.
Yeah, their offense, I feel like, wasn't like the Colts defense did an okay job. Okay. The Colts just couldn't score.
Right. They couldn't score.
Yeah, so that's what it came down to. Let's go to Black Friday game, man. Black Friday game.
The Black Friday game this week. I like it.
Yeah. The Las Vegas Raiders against the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City.
Raiders.
Kansas City is laying 12, man. You think that's too high? I know we're
talking
at home. Yeah, they're at home.
No, it's definitely not too high.
It's not. Do you know if the Raiders are going to start Desmond Ridder?
I mean, that guy's trash. That guy's fucking trash. You fucking throw one of us in there, we'll do better. Literally, that guy's trash.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe in Ridder. Fuck. I mean, they had him in that last series, but I don't know what happened to Minshew. I don't know if they just took him out or what the deal was.
Minshew got hurt. He broke his collarbone.
Oh shit! I didn't even know that. We were together watching the Packers Niner game because obviously you knew that I was huge on the Packers that game. Fucking A! I didn't know he broke his collar. Oh, dude, they're done.
Yeah, well, what do you mean? They've been done.
Yeah, but they're done. Like this, why are we talking about it? No, but like, why are we talking about this line? This line should be 20. No, I mean, I'm not even trying to talk shit. Okay, look. Maybe Ridder will help him add a wrinkle in the run game. I get it. I get why it's 12, but I know that the Chiefs covered against them earlier in the year, and I know that the Chiefs really want this game for what the Raiders did to them in KC last year on Christmas Day. So I know they remember that. I know Patrick Mahomes has a whole Kermit the Frog revenge thing from the summer camp, the training camp. I know that one game already passed, but if there's any game I know the Chiefs want to embarrass the Raiders, it's at home. This game in front of their home fans. So, mind you, the Chiefs.
I'm going to tell you
the Chiefs have not covered in 3 straight games.
Right. That's if the Chiefs don't blow this team out, there's something to be worried about.
Yeah. I don't even think you can put them at number 2 in the power rankings at that point.
No. There's something to worry about because, dude, I knew that Carolina was going to be close. Let's be honest. If you're a Super Bowl team and you want to win the Super Bowl and you have Super Bowl aspirations, that game should not be that close.
No, you should be up on Carolina by 10 points the whole game.
10 at least.
Minimum. All game.
Right.
Like it's you're fighting between going up 17-20 to Carolina pushing back to 10. But Carolina fucking made it a game to almost beat them.
Right.
Yeah, well, but is that credit Carolina for what they've been doing over the last couple weeks, or is that KC's is bad? We're going to find out this week.
Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit of both.
A little bit of both, so we're going to find out this week. I think 12 is it's a good line. It's a good line, but we're going to find out a lot more about how good that line. It's about accurate. Right. Next game, Titans and Commanders, man. Woo-wee. Man, this is a time to fucking fade the Commanders if you're asking me. You could have been fading the Commanders starting fucking the game they played against the Ravens, Steelers, Eagles, Cowboys. Now they're playing the Titans in Will Levis. I think, fuck, man. 5.5 is kind of a lot.
It is.
It's kind of a lot.
But Washington does need to come back and make a statement.
Yeah, because now we're talking about the same thing with the Chiefs, right? They haven't covered in 3 straight games.
But that's definitely on their mind.
Well, yeah. And you know Dan Quinn definitely is going to fire them up, but Tennessee, man, I don't know. They're not. It's gonna depend on Will Levis. Let's be fucking real here.
Yeah, and it's gonna depend if Tennessee's defense plays well, which they normally do, but that'll be important too.
Yeah, so I think that 5.5 is perfect, man, for this game. I don't think you can really give it 6, but I don't think you can go below the 5 at the 4 or anything like that.
I'm assuming the Commanders are for sure at home for the line to be that big.
Of course, yeah.
Of course.
So, all right, we'll see what happens with that game. But next game. Oh, by the way, we were the ones that said the Commanders have to blow out the Cowboys if they want to really be taken serious. Not even just blow them out. They had to win by more than 10.
For sure.
If that was the line, that was Las Vegas saying, prove it to us that you're that good.
Right, I agree.
And they didn't. So there you go. They didn't. No. Next game, Chargers, Falcons in Atlanta. Chargers laying 2.5. Dobbins just got hurt yesterday. The Chargers game, I was actually at that Charger game. I actually had the Chargers plus 3.
CJ, why don't you tell us, brother? What do you think? What do you think of the Chargers now?
I still think the Chargers are good, but they can't stop the run.
Okay.
And that's a big fucking problem. But I do think that Harbaugh can fix that as the next month and a half goes. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I mean, that team is destined. I mean, they'll get better once he's been there longer. He's picking
of course,
players.
I think, dude, by the way, like, just watching them, right? Like, they don't have fucking weapons, man. Like Herbert, if you really see him in person, like, the dude can throw the ball. Like, he can, sure. And he was putting it in dudes' hands, and they were dropping it.
Man, some of those plays, bro, I was just like, damn, they're just playing really good defense. Like, that one throw, it was a slant route, and Humphries got his hand in it.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Dude, that was thrown. He's running in stride.
Yeah.
That was a dime, and the guy there's nothing he could have done.
No.
Like, he didn't play a bad game to me.
No, he didn't, man. He just doesn't have help. Also, I think the game was lost here. When Quentin Johnson dropped the 3rd and 6, when he had all that room to run, that was where the game, they had to punt it, and that was it. The game was over there.
How many drops did they have that day?
He had 3 himself. I don't know.
Yeah, bro.
That's huge. So, I think the Chargers are still good, man. I don't think you can really sleep on them.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the Ravens are fucking good too, you know?
Yeah, I don't mean to be a dick, but if your best receiver is that little white guy, you ain't gonna go far. I'm sorry.
McConkey.
Yeah, you're not gonna go far.
Because he doesn't have the size. He doesn't have the size. He's a baller.
Yeah, he could play, but you can't win with him as your leading receiver. I just don't think he could.
No, he's a baller, but he can't be your leading. He's a good Wes Welker or Julian Edelman.
He's a great complementary. Yes.
Yeah. So McConkey, he's a baller. It's just they need somebody else. And Palmer's always going to be Palmer in that offense. I feel Quentin Johnson was never the guy.
Don't forget it. They also got rid of Mike Williams. They got rid of
Keenan Allen.
My boy, what's his name on the Bears now? Evans.
Yeah.
You know, not Evans. Sorry, Keenan Allen. So they've gotten rid of some players.
Yeah, they have gotten rid of some players, man. He needs help though, man. Herbert needs help. He really doesn't have. Other than Dobbins, like obviously, did you know the Chargers had 61 rushing yards before he got hurt in the second quarter? After that, they only had 22 the whole game. I feel
you.
So. I don't know.
We also have to ask ourselves, I know Dobbins looks good, but when is he ever healthy?
Yeah, never.
Never.
Yeah. Never. But let's talk about Falcons had a bye week, right, last week? So Chargers laying 2.5 in Atlanta. I think that's going to be a tough game. What do you think?
It's going to be a tough game.
It's going to come down to, are the Chargers going to be able to stop Bijan Robinson?
I mean, the Chargers need to win this game.
They need to win this game for sure. But are they going to be able to stop Bijan Robinson? Because if they can't, that's going to open it up for Cousins to throw.
That's the big question. Can they? Don't know. Couldn't tell you.
I mean, they couldn't stop Henry and Justice Hill or Lamar, you know?
Yeah.
But then again, the Ravens have a great run scheme. Let's be real. You have to worry about so many elements in their run scheme. It's not really just Derrick Henry.
Their defense actually showed up.
Their defense did show up. But that's going back to say, is it because they knew they had to be one-dimensional? Let me ask you that. They knew you had to pass. You didn't have a run game. Who was running the ball for the Chargers at the end of the game?
They couldn't run the ball.
I know, but who? No, even at some point in the third quarter, they were down by 1. Who was there? Who was? I don't remember either. So at that point,
I'll go off on a limb right now. The Chargers are destined to great things the next 2-3 years. I really do believe that.
Yeah, they need more players. They need more players.
Yeah, that's what the 2-3 years comes into play.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. I still believe in Herbert, though, man. I saw him, and it wasn't his fault. He was making good throws. Shit was just not going their way. Holding calls, everything. So I think 2.5 is like the right line, though. You can't really put it at 3, and you can't really put it at a pick. That's my opinion.
I personally could see it being a pick, but that's just me.
The thing is, why
I'm not saying a pick meaning the Chargers aren't going to cover. I just think on the road in Atlanta, because they're in Atlanta, they're evenly matched. That's how I feel.
And it's a bye week.
But don't get me wrong, if the Chargers were at home, obviously it's a different story. But because they're in Atlanta, I feel like they're kind of like both, you know?
And it's a bye week for Atlanta.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, Atlanta has 2 weeks. This coming off their bye week, so yeah, you're right. You also have to remember Atlanta got blown out by Denver in Denver, so they're coming into this game like with different mindset.
Yeah, let's not say Denver's Denver's a good team.
I know they're good. I know they're a good team. What I'm trying to say is they got blown out there, so they're going to come into this game ready to play. The Chargers have 6 days to get ready for this game after pretty much they're just getting dominated in the second half of last night's game.
Yeah.
So I think 2.5 is the right line. I think 2.5 has to be the line because if the odds makers would have put out a pick, they're going to take tons of money will come in on the Chargers, in my opinion. You put out the 2.5, it's pretty accurate. I want to double check something actually because I'm going to go over my spreadsheets just to double check what that line opened at. Yeah, hold on. Chargers, Falcons. Why can I not find this game right now? Ah, there it goes. Oh, the look-ahead line was actually at Atlanta minus 2.5 in this game.
What's up?
The look-ahead line before this was like weeks ago was Atlanta minus 2.5. So now they're saying the odds makers adjusted this week to Chargers minus 2.5. So which tells me is going to be a close game. That's all it tells me.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, with Atlanta being at home, to me, they're almost evenly matched. Because if the game's in SD, obviously, it's much different.
Yeah, in SD. You keep saying SD.
Whatever, SD, LA, whatever.
All right, next game, let's go Steelers and Bengals. Bengals minus 3. The Bengals 4-7. The Bengals, if they're going to even have a playoff chance to get in, need this game. The Steelers, +3 on the road after losing to the Browns, 10 games rest. The Bengals coming into this game, they actually had a bye week themselves, right? Bengals didn't play last week.
It did.
Yeah, so Bengals minus 3. I think that line is pretty accurate. What do you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're looking for any value in that game, you're going to have to dig real deep just to see where you can find an edge in that one. Let's skip to the next game, though. We're Colts, Patriots. Colts minus 3. Colts minus 3 in New England. I just saw Anthony Richardson last week, and to me, it's like, how the hell are they favored by 3? They're a good team defensively. So that what the odds makers are saying is we believe that the Colts defense can stop Drake May.
We got to remember, dude, the Colts have almost everything but a quarterback. They can run, they can play D, they got decent receivers. So I can see why this line is 3. I could.
Yeah, and they have the defense.
Yes.
The defense. So like we said, the Lions weren't really blowing up a bunch of plays. They grinded out some points. But I think minus 3. I think there's some value on the Pats, but I'd have to look into it a little more. I don't know. That being 3 right now, I'd have to double check that. But next game, Texans Jaguars, man. You know if Lawrence is going to be back because the line is Texans minus 4.5, and Texans are coming off of that loss to the Titans.
That was a big loss.
That was a huge loss. CJ Stroud's struggling this year, man.
Yes.
He's struggling. Do you think there's a lot of points? Is this going to be a Mac Jones game or a Lawrence game?
I don't know. I'm looking at it. He's questionable.
He's questionable? Okay. I think you kind of have to sit and wait because this is too many points in my opinion.
So is Bigsby. He's questionable.
Bigsby and Lawrence are a huge deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of have to wait before you make any assumption on this minus 4.5. Let's go to the next game. Vikings and Cardinals, man. Vikings laying 3.5 against the Cardinals. What do you think about that? I mean, we were actually watching the Cardinals because I had a teaser on the Cardinals. Remember that when we were watching the Green Bay game with the Niners? Cardinals just couldn't score on Seattle. But do you attribute that to being in Seattle a division game? Because the Cardinals can put up points.
But they didn't.
Do you attribute that to being – because here's why I'm asking you. The line's 3.5. I would love to say there's some value on Arizona, but if they couldn't score on Seattle, what makes me think they're going to score against a Vikings defense is uberly aggressive on the blitz? So I need to see what the numbers are with Kyler Murray against the blitz. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. What's funny, dude, when the Vikings beat the Bears, dude, Justin Jefferson didn't even go off.
No, he didn't. He had 2 receptions. That's
how deep they are, weapons-wise.
And Darnold is doing the damn thing over there, man. It's like we said about the Colts. The Colts are a good team. They need a quarterback. I mean, you got to credit Darnold a little bit.
I mean, you got to really credit their coach. But, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the coach. Yeah. You got to credit him up and down. So do you think this line is short? I think this line potentially has value on the Cardinals. Potentially, I have to look into it a little more. Because I do feel like the Cardinals not putting up points just had to do with division game in Seattle, one of them fucking games, you know? That's just like it's kind of like Lamar against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
So I don't know. That should be a good game though.
It should be a really good game.
Yeah, I think it should be a really good game. So we'll see.
It's kind of hard for me to like. I don't know. It's gonna be a good game. I do think Arizona's going to play better than last week, obviously.
I do too, but we'll see.
They're also fighting for their playoffs hopes, so they're going to come out buzzing.
Yeah, for sure. They're fighting for the division. Everybody in that division is fighting for the division. That's fucking wild.
Yeah, and they're only a game. They're only half a game back of Seattle just because of the tiebreaker.
Yeah, and then if them two lose and then the Niners end up winning again, then guess what? Fucking everybody's back in the mix again.
Very interesting conference to watch. It's going to be close. So is Atlanta, Tampa Bay. Hey, dude, if you think about it, Detroit, Minnesota, they're only a game back. They have the head-to-head.
I know. And you know the Detroit beat Minnesota on a field goal to end the game.
Yeah.
They didn't drub them like they've been drubbing everybody else, man.
Right, and then again with this Pittsburgh, Baltimore, close. Like a lot of these, the only ones that have it locked are Buffalo and probably KC. That's and Philadelphia.
KC's also probably because if they lose a game and the Chargers win a game, they're all right there, and the Chargers will play them head to head.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's gonna be fun. I think it's just literally just Buffalo to me that has it locked up.
For sure.
But
KC has a 3-game edge over the Chargers.
Oh, my bad. They do have 3 games. That's a lot. Well, what about the Eagles? The Eagles kind of...
Yeah, it said the Eagles, too. Those are the only 3 teams that have it secured. The Eagles are, I think 3 games up. They're up, 3 games.
All right. So, this next game, kind of an ugly one. It's just ugly because of all the media, but the Jets and the Seahawks... Dude, the Jets are underdogs at home against the Seahawks. They're +2. I mean, they finally adjusted these lines to just...
Why do you say the media? Oh, the media because of Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, they've just been tearing them apart these last fucking...
Oh, dude,
they kind of gave up this week. You know that? This week they gave up. They're like, we're not talking about them no more.
I feel you. You know what's so funny, though? This is the first time I've seen Vegas say, okay, we're done with you.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm trying to say. You get it, right?
We're done. They're done with them.
That's what I'm saying. They're like, I don't give a fuck. Do what you want. We're just done with you guys. They're not even guessing on them anymore. They're just saying they suck.
They suck. Because they were always favorites. Always been favorites.
They're at home against a West Coast team going to the East Coast.
Bro, Seattle's an above-average team, and your dog's at home to a slightly above-average team.
Yeah, a slightly above-average team. Slightly above. And you're going you're going from west to east.
Of course.
So that
agree, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slightly above average. So they're saying Geno Smith is going to go in there and punk you.
Right.
That's what they're telling you. That's fucking disrespectful to Aaron Rodgers.
Which, no, man, to be honest with you, bro, like I said from the beginning of the year, they're not going to.
I mean, you did have the house on the under. That's fucking looking. Whew.
What's up?
You already locked up the house on the under.
On which game?
On the Jets, under 10.5, was it?
Oh, yeah, dude, that's done.
Congrats. But, yeah, they're saying they're done, man, and I think Rodgers gave up too. I don't know. I can see it in his body language.
I think it's time for him to retire.
Yeah, it's time. You can't keep fucking up your legacy like this.
The only team, bro, I can maybe seeing him go to, maybe it'll be the same exact ride as Brett Favre. 1 year with the Jets. After that goes to Minnesota. That's the only situation I can see where he would want to go, and maybe he's got a shot. But right now it doesn't look good because what's his name's throwing fucking.
What about with Purdy's injury? What about to the Niners?
I don't think Shanahan would pick him up.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
That's Shanahan that doesn't want to pick him up.
Yeah.
Bro, if they didn't pick up Tom Brady, what the fuck makes you pick up A-Rod?
All right, so let's go to the next game, man. We're just gonna skip that game because I'm kind of over talking about them too.
I agree.
The Bucks and the Panthers, dude. Bucks laying 5.5 at Carolina.
How many years have I told you don't give up on my Baker?
Yeah, you told me that. Hey, you know what's impressive though? What he's doing right now without Godwin and without Evans is wild.
He's the only reason they win.
Yeah, he is 100%. He's
the only reason why they win.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's killing it. He's doing great. Carolina's playing well. I think Vegas is giving the Bucks a lot of respect, laying 5.5 on the road. Woo. They are giving him a lot of respect, man. I think that line is a little high, but maybe they know something we don't know. Let's check out the edges on it, right? What do you think?
Check the what?
I'm gonna check out if there's any edge on it because 5.5 is high.
It is high, but dude, I'm telling you, I think Tampa Bay is missing a really, really good corner and a really, really good rusher, and they're gonna be good.
Yeah, a good corner, they have decent rushers.
They don't. Yeah, but they blitz a lot. They don't get there enough. They need somebody a little faster.
I'm sorry, man. I'm over here thinking about a running back rusher. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? No, you're talking about an edge rush. You're talking about an edge rusher, a pass rusher. My bad. I misunderstood it. Yeah, I agree with you. I just think 5.5. It's a little high. It shows them a lot of respect. I'm gonna check why it's so damn high. Maybe they know something I don't know about the Panthers.
I'm assuming you're not respecting them as much as Vegas is.
No, I respect the Bucks. Actually, I've been saying like, damn, no Godwin, no Evans. Like, you got to put some respect. Look, man, I know it was Tommy DeVito, but going into what they did last week in New York was not easy.
As long as they blow out shit teams, I'm not going to like
anybody that blows out a shit team. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's hard to do in the NFL.
Yeah,
this is the NFL. These are professionals.
Yeah. So let's go to this. Let's skip that game. Go to this next game. Rams Saints. Rams laying 3 in New Orleans. To me, there's value on the Saints at the +3. Why? Because if the Rams couldn't throw the ball on Sunday night and their pass rush, their line couldn't hold up, what makes you think they're going to hold up against the Saints D line?
Yeah, true.
In New Orleans, but then again, maybe McVay will put up a different game plan. I mean, we don't know because Carr obviously is going to be playing. Everybody's pretty healthy, I should say, other than like the obvious injuries that have already been out there. Like Olave's not playing, right?
Oh, I think not for the season.
Yeah, he's done. So yeah, other than the obvious ones, I mean, them putting it. There's value on the Saints. However, the fact that they're willy-nilly putting this line at 3 is giving me a little weebie-jeebies, and I'm like, what the fuck am I missing here? That's how I see it. Right? Yeah. It's like, all right, you're putting them a solid 3. Like, you're making a stand by putting them 3-point favorites on the road. Insane.
That's just completely disrespecting the Saints.
Right after them just looking like they did against the Eagles. So to me, that's like, there's an edge here. There's value on the Saints. Doesn't mean that's the smartest play sometimes. There's an edge in the Rams that the odds makers see that I need to find out what it is.
Right.
And then I need to see if it's even worth enough for the move, right? But let's go to this next game. This one's fun, man. This one is fun. The Baltimore Ravens are at home against the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Baltimore Ravens are laying 3. Now, this is going to be a game where you're going to find out, in my opinion, and I think you agree with me, what the Eagles are really made out of.
I just can't believe that's like not even a primetime game.
I know. Why didn't they flex it to the Bills Niners? The NFL can still flex it, can't they?
No offense to the Niners, but you're not healthy enough to be on prime
time. No, they're not healthy enough to be on prime time right now. I agree. Unless Purdy's going to play this week. I don't know. I had to double check. Sure. But to me, dude, I mean, that line is short. Maybe I'm not giving Philly respect this year. I don't know. It's because I already know that.
The respect, bro. Their over-under was 10.5. I would have lost on that. I would have taken the under. I would have lost on that. They showed them respect on that.
Yeah, but see, they did. But look, Saquon's amazing. He does change that offense, I have to say. But the Ravens are gonna stop the run. I can tell you that right now.
Wait, CJ, I just want to make sure I heard you right. You think that line's high?
No, I think that line is kind of low.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what?
I think that line's kind of low. I think the Ravens.
No, I see that. So I thought, for some odd reason, I heard you say it was too low. I was like, wait, what?
No, I'll tell you what my power rankings are right now. Hold on.
I can see that.
Fresh off. So look, man, I got off the bat. I got Lions number 1. I'm still leaving Mahomes and Reed at number 2. I just have to, even though just because it's tough to bet against them. That's just the sole reason, unless they fucking lose Mahomes, then it's different. I got the Bills at 3 right now. I got the Ravens at 4, and I got the Packers at 5. Outside looking in, I have the Eagles at 6.
Oh, you have the Eagles lower than the Packers. Wow.
Yeah, it's because I believe in Jordan Love more than I believe in Jalen Hurts.
And don't forget, dude, they beat a 49ers team that half their players are hurt.
No, it's not about them blowing the Niners out, man. I've believed in the Packers since the beginning, and I think this is their time to actually start making a run. Jordan Love has been hurt, like I told you, and he's finally getting healthier. And the Packers have had some statement when they're a good team all around. They were even winning games with Malik Willis. So if Jordan, I'm sorry.
It's the Packers statement win this year. I'm a Packers fan. Remind me. I don't remember a statement game they won this year. That Niners game doesn't count.
No. I wouldn't count the Niners game as a statement win.
They lost to the Vikings.
They lost to the Vikings. They lost to the Lions. They lost to.
My question. Whoever they beat, that was great. You made a comment. You said that they've shown us a lot. Or they've won some tough games. Who the fuck?
No. I said they're starting to get into form. They're starting to get into form.
Look, man, I'm a huge Packers fan, but nobody's considering telling me they've shown us enough to think they're legit. They haven't beat anybody really good yet. They lost to Philly, game 1. They lost to the Vikings.
That Philly game 1, though, in my opinion, that for 1, that game was close. For 2, I feel you got to throw out the first 2 weeks, in my opinion.
Yes and no, they still lost.
They still lost.
And it looks like the Eagles end up being a good team. So they lost.
They lost. Yeah.
But, yeah, man.
Wait, are you looking at their schedule?
I'm a huge Packer. That's what I'm trying to pull
out. That's what I want to say. So name the people that the teams that they have beat, I guess. They barely beat the Bears.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
So we know week 1 they lost to the Eagles, right? They beat the Packers. They beat the Colts at home 16-10.
That's unimpressive. But they did have Malik Willis at QB.
I'm going to tell you this next game was impressive because they were hurt. They beat the Titans at home with Malik. That was huge. That was a big game. Other than that.
In Tennessee.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
They lost to the Vikings at home. They beat the Rams 24-19. They beat the Cardinals 13-34. They barely squeezed out the Texans. They beat the Jaguars 30-27.
By the way, real quick, that Texans game, numbers-wise, it was Jordan Love's fault that it was that close.
Yeah, definitely. But again, Jordan Love's fault, exactly.
Yeah.
So the only big win I have them on is at Tennessee. Other than that, they haven't beat any good teams. But look, it's gonna get harder. They got the Finns, they got the Lions, they got the Packers, they got the Vikings, and they got the Bears. So let's see what they're really
about. Wait. Who has the Packers? You're talking about the Packers. You said they got the Packers.
Sorry, the Packers have the Bears. The Packers have the Vikings. The Packers have the Seahawks in Seattle. The Packers have the Lions at Lions.
Any game in fucking Seattle is not easy. Okay, yeah, we're gonna see what they're made out of. Look, all I'm saying is, I have them over Philly.
CJ, let me tell you this: if GB goes into Seattle and solidifies them and wins by at least a touchdown, We're talking, but they're not talking to me yet. That's all I'm saying. They're not talking to me.
All right. Well, to me, I'm gonna get it on the flip side and say this is the time where you got to buy stock on them.
Yeah, sure. This
is a time where I feel like they're all healthy and you got to buy stock right now.
That's one thing that scares me about the Lions is did they get hot too early?
I'm telling you, man, the Lions don't want to see the Packers or the Vikings in the fucking playoffs. Straight up.
You don't want to see any divisional team that knows you.
So yeah. Anywho, let's get back to the Ravens and the Eagles. How the fuck did we get into that? We get into these rabbit holes. It's all good. We both do it, man. Look, man, the Ravens are going to shut down the run. I'll tell you that right fucking now. They're going to shut down the run. So they're going to make Jalen Hurts beat you. What's the Ravens' weakness? The secondary. Why did the Chargers struggle yesterday? Because they were one-dimensional. So it's always easy for a team to cover when they know what you're doing.
Sure.
That's going to be a Jalen Hurts game. Jalen Hurts is going to have to go into Baltimore and prove to me that they're for real. I don't know, man. I still have my doubts about that team.
Which team is that?
The Eagles.
Yeah, sure.
I do have Green Bay one slot ahead of them. Say what you want. But, yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens.
Honestly, dude, if you have them back-to-back, they both need to show me more. So that you can put them the same, like, close to each other, sure.
Yeah, because at some point you could put 1 through 5 and it's like jumble them around because you don't know.
But, hey, man, I also want to make sure you remember, I understand the Eagles. I agree with you, but don't forget, they did go into Cincinnati and hand them an ass.
That was one of their marquee whoopings, yeah.
Let's not forget that. I don't care what anybody says about Cincinnati's record.
Fuck no. They're gamers. They're gamers, man. Yeah, so I'm going to go out and say I like the fact that they're going to play Baltimore this week because it's going to really tell me a lot about them. Put it that way.
100%.
So it's going to be a good game. Next game, though, let's
go.
It's
also going to tell us a lot about the Ravens, too, brother. Not just one way. The Ravens should win this game. A lot of people are going to expect them to win. They need to win this game. They can't lose to this Eagles team and be like, all right, we're ready for the playoffs. No, mofos.
I was just going to tell you, I expect the Ravens to win the game.
They should.
I mean, they are on 6 days rest compared to the Eagles have an extra day, but it doesn't matter. I expect them.
That's not a big deal.
Yeah, I expect them to win this game. I can see the Eagles D-line giving the Ravens and maybe Lamar problems because that's one thing they had an edge over against the Rams, and that's one thing that I saw. But they might not have Darius Slay. They're not going to have Brandon Graham. He's hurt, done for the year. But they still have their other guys, Jalen Carter at the line. They got guys at the line. I expect the Ravens to win, so that's why I'm saying this. And if the Ravens don't win, it's kind of a big deal. Like you can't go down like that. That's just my opinion. But you have to win these games if you're going to be a competitor at the end of the day.
Especially in the AFC.
Yes. So we'll see. I think to me -3. Fuck, man. I think that's kind of a gift.
4.5, 5. What were you thinking?
At least 3.5.
Okay.
At least 3.5. But we'll see. At least 3.5 because I like I said, the Eagles still need to prove a little more to me. But maybe they will. Like, I tell my guys all the time, like, I'm a prove it type of guy. Prove it to me. Once you prove it to me, I'll respect you more, you know?
Yeah, we just got to see it.
But that's why yesterday the Ravens proved to me. They went on the road. They came down from down 10, and they proved it to me. I was like, okay, that's a good fucking football team. So,
for sure.
Next game, Niners, Bills. Bills lane 7. We don't know if Purdy's playing. We don't know if Bosa's playing. But I'll tell you one thing right now. If you're ever going to buy on the Niners, you're going to have to buy at this +7.
Now?
You have to buy at this spot.
I'm buying in this game or buying them to make the playoffs? What do you
No. If you're going to buy a game on the Niners in the year.
Okay. This is the game.
Yeah, if Brandon Allen's at quarterback, tough luck. I don't see that being helpful at all. But if Purdy comes back, even if they didn't have Bosa, but they're going to need a Bosa because of Josh Allen, I think that 7's too much. That's just what I'm saying. From what it looks like, if they put it at 7, they're standing on 7 as it is right now. I don't think Purdy's going to play. You know, that's just my opinion. If they thought Purdy was going to play, maybe they put that line at fucking 5.5, 4.5. I don't know. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the Bills are coming off of a bye week, which was good for them because they just had that huge game against the Chiefs. So that bye week was good for them to kind of like not have a letdown game next week. But I think with Brandon Allen, I think this line, look, man, I've been watching the NFL for a lot of fucking years, and I think this line is too high. Especially the simple fact that it's a primetime game. After the Niners got destroyed last week, I think the line is too high. I don't know. Maybe that's why the line is high. But to me, it's high.
You're saying that with their quarterback playing.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it with or without. The Niners have weapons. I just think Green Bay was motivated to beat the Niners because we have kicked Green Bay's ass year after year after year after year.
Yeah, but that game doesn't count because your quarterback was hurt.
I know, but it doesn't matter. Green Bay still wanted to kick their ass.
Let me ask you this, Mr. CJ Wins, when we talk about the Niners in this game, okay? Is it you just being a fan, or is it you just disrespecting Buffalo?
No, it's me respecting the playmakers on the 49ers and the spot in this game.
That's you saying that the Bills for this game aren't good enough to cover 7, right? That's all I'm asking.
That's me saying that this could be a game where the Bills could have a hard time covering 7. Yes, that's what I'm saying. But the Bills are Josh Allen. We've talked about it many times. The Bills are Josh Allen. Josh Allen is the little engine that's going to make the Bills go.
Sure.
I just think
he's low-key a big engine. Oh,
he's a huge engine. Yeah. So this is a game where, like, yeah, I'll fucking look, man. Purdy, no Purdy, fucking, it doesn't matter.
But I'm definitely not saying you are wrong. I just want to make sure I'm understanding the context of what you're speaking.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, and also I also want to go out there and say, like, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna auto play Niners or whatever. I just think when you look at this game and you see the +7, you see the situational spot.
I think the Niners are good enough to cover 7 in Buffalo.
Yes, I do. After what happened to them last week, I think that they're gonna give their best foot forward this game right here this week. That's just all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they have guys. They have playmakers, bro. They have McCaffrey. They have Debo. They have Kittle. The only problem was last week is I knew they were going to have Purdy. They were going to have Bosa. And that was a big deal 1 week out, having to prep for Lambeau Field, the slippery Lambeau Field, against a team that wants to kick your ass. That's all I'm saying. Buffalo, if anything, the Niners are just fighting for their fucking life. And Buffalo's sitting there like, fuck yeah, we're going to get to the playoffs again. Josh Allen is a man again, which he is. And, it's a different mindset, both of them going into this game is all I'm saying.
For sure.
Yeah. So, that's just my take on that. Like I said, I don't even know if I'll play it. I'm just saying, like, anybody out there.
Understand. I'm not doubting you. I just want to make sure, what's in the context of what you're talking about.
Yeah. And my context is just saying, like, after watching NFL plenty of years, this is definitely not an easy lock-in Buffalo spot. That's my opinion.
Plenty of years or 2 decades?
Too many. Decades.
2 decades.
Okay, so that's that. What do you think about that line? I don't know. You tell me a little. I just had a lot to say about it because I looked at it and I don't know. It's one of those lines that I'm just
I can see that, but I can also see Buffalo. It's tough. This is a tough game for me.
Yeah, it's a tough one. All right, next game. Let's go to the Monday night shit show. Denver Broncos and Cleveland Browns. That's not a shit show, actually. The Browns are a decent team.
It's going to be a close, good game. Can I try to guess the over-under? I swear I haven't looked.
Yeah, I know you haven't looked at the over-under because you typically just look at spreads. Because the spread's -5, Denver. In Denver.
I'm going to say it's 36.
It's 42.
Oh, fuck. I was way off. What an
You're off by TD. Instead of what an embarrassment.
Embarrassment. I was a little off.
Nah, I mean, you're probably thinking weather or whatnot, what it would affect it. But
yeah, for sure.
I think your number is a little closer than to what it should be.
Agree?
Yeah, I think 42 is kind of high. But these odds makers aren't stupid, so it's like, okay, do they think Denver's just going to go in there and make some fucking noise? So we'll see. Or famous Jameis. But -5 in this game, I think it's high.
Yeah, for sure.
I really do. Browns would almost have 2 weeks off. Consider that because they played Thursday. They're not going to play again until the following Monday. That's 11 days. That's almost 2 weeks. That's almost like a bye week.
Right.
So the spot is good for the Browns, and the points are good for the Browns. It's just the Broncos' D is good.
You think Denver can cover the 5, right? It's very good.
I think this line is where it should be.
Right, yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns win. I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos cover. That's all I'm saying. I'd have to do some more digging. That's going to do it for the slate, though. I mean, is there any other games that you looked at while you were looking? You're like, all right, I'm going to hit that for sure. You just anything yet or not? Not so much. He's thinking. Mind you, we're doing this Tuesday morning. It's really early. It's Tuesday morning, so
I can't confidently help our fellow listeners out as much as I'd love to. And the last thing I'd want to do is give them something I'm not too confident about, you know?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, I mean, we gave our opinions on it, and that's what it is in that sense. But that's, I think, as far as you're right, as far as it could go. To me, the only thing was that I would say is like I'm gonna look into that Baltimore and Philadelphia Eagle game hard, and I'm gonna look at Baltimore in the game. I'll tell you, but I'm gonna look at more stats.
For sure.
But all right, man. Well, that'll wrap it up until week 14 next week. Let's see what happens. Let's see what your
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to go ahead and wish all of our listeners a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys enjoy it with your loved ones. Enjoy the Thursday games, I'm sure, as me and CJ will. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Enjoy you guys' long weekend.
Yeah, likewise, man. Likewise, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Enjoy your time. Enjoy football with the family, eating with the family. If you want to just gamecast football and eat with the family, that's good too.
Me and CJ will be doing a lot of eating and watching.
A lot of eating and watching, that's for sure. So you hope you guys have a good one. And then your pick for Thursday was what again? I'm sorry.
I was hoping you forgot.
I didn't. We just ran through it. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Christ. Let's take a look again.
It's all good, man. You got 2 days to make the pick anyway, so you might as well lock in a little something right now. Because we're talking about the Bears, and I think we got off topic.
I'll go with the Lions -10.
The Lions -10? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Lions -10. Super pizza money free pick. So mashed potato free pick. There you go. We'll call it mashed potato free pick for that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. But yeah, enjoy with your families. Thanks for listening. We'll get back with you guys next week. As always, you can always find packages on cjwins.com or you can message me at cjwins on Instagram or Telegram. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Have a profitable Thanksgiving and enjoy it. Thanks again, T. We'll get back next week.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Bye-bye.